Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Nick here with Raw Day Trading. Today was a pretty mellow day. A lot of the action wasn't signaling super strong into the open. It was scattered between a couple of different names. You had this ROOT, you had PLBY Playboy, and then you had AMIX. Uh, all of which were interesting, but not super interesting. Um, this BFRI is going right now. This was our kind of mid-morning gapper, or not mid-morning gapper, mid-morning random stock out of the nothing. I don't even think it has news. Take that back. It has late news. Okay, so it had news. It halted up and kind of just grinded up all for the last hour or so, really. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was trading, at least at first. It was doing this kind of like flippy, tricky action where it would get, where it would pop up, flip down, pop up, flip down. And, some people are really good at that. That's not my specialty. I just don't understand it as well, slash feel confident, slash want to take the risk of getting caught in a hop down. By taking those trades, but it's okay. Then you had PLBY, which right before the open kind of made this, like 15 minutes before the open, made this move over here, popped up, and kind of like made a signal like it was there's some action on it. And so that was definitely on watch going into the open. Honestly, I was about flat on it till about here. I churned maybe up $100 here. Honestly, lost money on the way up. Churned. Gonna have to go through that and check that out in a second here. But then I was able to make money on this consolidation over here. The other stocks that we had were AMIX, which was a continuation. Actually, still might catch some fire here, either today or tomorrow, because pops up, makes a new high in pre-market from this move it made maybe Monday, it looks like, and then it kind of fades back into the open, has a little bit of pop-up. I think it either halts up or tries to halt up. Yeah, I think it tests halt level up here, totally gets rejected, which makes sense. It's a low volume, super volatile, easy to slap around by traders, and that was that. The BFRI was the other one that moved late. This was when the news popped. Ground up. I was just not good at it. Makes a great move up here on the 5-minute. It actually looks really nice. I wasn't really looking at that. Wasn't paying attention to it. You have this nice consistent run up in volume as it's going higher. Little rest candle. Looks like it might be reversing there, but then this counters that, and then it just explodes up to the 200 EMA. And now it's kind of looking like it's about done with its move. I was also looking at, it wasn't holding this trend line. I don't know if this trend line wasn't super good. I guess you could have made a different one here where it's right there, and then when it breaks is right here, and so that looks a little bit more accurate, honestly. I probably should have had that drawn. I might have traded differently, but that's okay. There were some interesting moves, like right here at 745, and then it holds above and then just routes up higher. Yeah, and then long consolidation. I usually don't like those because I'm never sure when it's going to go, and I usually have to hold through that with a larger stop, and you can't really it's not as enjoyable to have. Definitely not. Let's see if I could pop up some video here of what went on. Okay. So this is into the open. Amex really kind of low volume, honestly. Only 2 million shares of volume with this price is just going to be whipping everywhere, which is totally okay. But AVTE didn't want to touch. It was actually moving super weird. The float was a little bit higher. PLBY got back in the action here, and then, like I was saying, I kind of just spun my wheels, staying flat on the day, lost money on another stock, came back to this one. Root was going. Maybe some traders were focused on this. Maybe some traders were stuck in AMIX on the way down. Maybe, and it took a minute for this to open up, but I was up a little bit more than I churned down shares. But then this area ended up being pretty nice for me, and I was able to trade the confusion a lot better than I was able to trade the actual move. Honestly, that's a weakness of mine. Yeah, let's see. Let's check out on the way up here. Losing money on the way up. And actually, I'm going to throw something up on just so I can see what BFRI is doing. Maybe get a notification. I doubt BFRI is going to go again. Oh, but I don't know about this PLBY. This could get wild, actually. I'm looking at this daily level here on PLBY. This kind of, where are we at? This pivot right here, the orange line up at the top here of this extension. I'm like, that looks like it probably should be where the target is for the day. I'm thinking maybe testing that. And so this is why this looks interesting to me. Only thing I don't like right now, as I'm looking at it, the volume's really low. People have seemed to lost interest. People have seemed to have lost interest. Yeah. In fact, give me 1 second. I'm going to go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. So while this is still low volume, it's actually not a terrible setup. Morning session's ending. The half an hour candle is about to close. Let's actually go to the 15-minute chart. Let me see here. Oh, this actually might be wild. I like this 15-minute chart for some reason. This low volume down here, really good. Another low volume. It could just be a flag. Kind of looks like a flag. There's this level here where like all the candles close at. It's like there's some seller that's just like waiting for these candles to pop up higher and then roast it down while it has life in it, and then it stops at about 33, 34. That's actually where I put my alert because of that. I was like, maybe if this seller gets scared out here, we can see a nice move. Nice move up to the highs here. But again, it's later in the morning. It's kind of later than I would like for stuff to happen. I'm thinking more likely it pops up here, goes up to maybe 34, and then reverses. Is there a line? Yeah, there's a line on that. And then it's like down at this level, I don't really see enough volume to actively scalp it because I feel like I would just get singled out like if I jumped in 3,000 shares right now. and then it would just put a target on my order for those smart algorithms. But whatever happens here, I think above probably VWAP is a good place to repay attention to it. And I'll leave an order there at 28, or not an order, alert there at 28, and then let's get into some video. This is all, this is kind of therapeutic for me because while I have the camera rolling, it's like motivation to not watch stuff on the election, which is just, it's just crazy right now. A lot of crazy stuff. Okay, I want to see why I lost money on the way up here. Because I knew what was happening. I was jumping in at the right times, and then I was cutting. Cutting was not helpful. I need to see where I was getting filled and where I was jumping in. So at this point, I'm flat on the day. But I'm up $80 on the stock. I'm looking at EFSH. There are these big sellers there. And I think first intuition is I want it to break. Second intuition is that it can break above by a couple pennies in reverse, and so that's what I have in my head. And so I'll be quick to get out. I was quick to get out there when it was hesitating. Okay, so I lost $10 there. That's okay. I get back in because it's also hesitating on the way down. I get a great fill, and I take it out too early. I take that fill out too early, and then I jump back in a penny and a half higher. And then I get a little decent fill right there. And now it's just like, I just chase that. Okay, I get another penny. None of this is like bad trading. It's just like not committed trading. That last, so it's like it went up. It was like one chunk up, one chunk up, one chunk up, and I think I took the third chunk up, third or fourth chunk up. And I probably should have been more patient for the dip, because like it did dip. I don't know if it dipped enough for me to. So the 15 break here, I took that for some reason. And I ended up getting in and out at the same time. I could have taken that 13 offer. And now I'm holding. I have another position. I got back in. Where did I get back in after in the cycle of this? So I'm trying to get back in on the dip. I get in there. I get slight slippage, but that's actually no big deal. There's sellers there. Do I chicken out here? It's kind of like the sellers are holding there. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I got to take it out. And it looks like it's going to fail here. And then I hesitate. I don't take the 15 offer. Yeah. And now I'm in, but I'm in at 16, and now it's like hesitating. 16.7. I get out 17.5. And then it goes higher. Then there's a seller. And then I'm like, okay, this thing's to 20. I should have taken that earlier. I get filled at the absolute highs of that move. Basically, I helped make that move. And so I'm like, I'm getting out. Okay. Second too late, which is fine. It might die here at 20, but I'm thinking 25. I get in just slightly too early. I probably could have waited for 19 or 18, 17, one penny or two lower. Now I jump back in above 20. Because I'm thinking continuation. And then I jump back in at the highs again. And so right now I'm pushing highs instead of trying to take the lows of these ticks. That I think is where my main problem is. There's enough volume coming through. I do like it's just consistent flow on the tape. The volume on the 1 minute chart is okay. I don't like that candle. I do want to see it down further, and I keep taking the highs there. And I think I recenter after this, and I'm like, wow, that was kind of ridiculous. I wasn't supposed to be losing all that, or not losing, because those really weren't losses. Those were more just like stop outs in bad positions. BFRI is moving. Let me pause this for a second. Oh, it pops up, so we'll look at that in a sec. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Okay, whatever. Nice pop there. You could have got out at 24. It held long enough. Wow, and then that big seller jumps in. So the big seller jumps in, and it's like probably smart to give it a break here for a little bit, but the market isn't getting scared, so that's something to know from it. It is pushing down now. The 5 minute candle is closing. I think that's what they're positioning for the reversal off 25. Basically, what all the longs want to see is a trap. So they want to see that seller get eaten up and for the price to just jump above. I don't know if that happens though. Huh. I don't know in the moment if it happens. I know now that it happens, but it looks like it's getting bought, but it's not getting bought fast enough to really scare people out or scare FOMO people in. There we go. Oh, this was a good spot to take it right there. And I'd be getting out right here. And I'll get back in if I need to get back in. Well, that's sketchy. Yeah, I don't like. Oh, this would be holding, holding, holding. Cut. Mm. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Ooh. Be a sketchy place to hold 10,000 shares. Take an order right there. Bet you I cut it because this is I don't like these situations. Yeah, it's like you gotta. Hey, look at that. All right, so now I'm back in the green. Although I wasn't even that red. I was just red by a little bit. Then it makes this move up higher. I missed the majority of it because I cut it too early. Probably should have waited for a close of this candle. And it should be getting in right about here too. Now target's above 40 with the position that I theoretically would have. I don't have any here. I probably should. But it's looking like it maybe pop above in reverse. There's a high volume green candle. That candle looks like it's gonna get reversed now, and like that. Right now, I'm watching for like a little spot to buy. Being patient here. Usually, this type of setup extends a little further lower, unless it just totally gets flipped and starts going to the highs, and then it's like, you gotta chase that. You don't have to chase it, but. I had really good patience there. Aw, PLBY's failing. I really wish it would have went. Then it gets flipped again, goes up to the highs. Then I make a big mistake up here when, where was it? It pops up to 45. Does this. I want to see that trade. Yeah, I had a great. I was up really nicely here. Well, not really nice. I was up like 350. And then I take a pop too late. Way too long. Probably should be moving in right there. So there was a bid that popped up there. If you guys didn't see that, it was right here. It was bid on the. There's a buyer on the bid, pops up, and then I react a second too late. Hit the buy button as it goes to like 42. I get filled at 44. And then it kind of reverses on me, and I take a decent L on that. I actually end up going down low, probably to around 100, 150, and then I make it back as this happens here. This kind of like tricky consolidation, I did pretty well, and then that puts me up 500 on the day, which for the amount of, like, I was up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, if I took the downs out of it, it would have been really nice, but I don't think that's how trading works all the time. But that last trade right there where I impulsed in, it's not the best. There's a trend line that goes from this pre-market candle right here all the way to here and then to here, and that's what it ran into. And I took it just late. I didn't anticipate it enough. It wasn't what a good trade would have been. Now, not saying I might not have lost on other setups, but that was a good avoidable $100 or so of loss. Maybe more than $100. I think it was like 4 cents. Let me see. Let's see how many cents that was. 3.5, so it was like 120 maybe. Yeah, so 44 and at 44.5, 44.5 cents, and I sell at 40.20 cents. Yeah, so 4 cents. With 3,000 shares, it's 3,250. 150-ish. Which is fine. It's fine. But yeah, found a couple cuts today, pretty decent. And then this is the BFRI. I'll show you the trickiness I was talking about. So I see it here. It's kind of doing this consolidation thing. And then Playboy's kind of doing a little bit of a death dance, like the last hurrah pop type of thing. And then this goes up to 55. Like it's kind of controlled, or it looks controlled. Gets up to 55, double tops here, or 48, double tops here. And then does this kind of like, let's see how this goes. Candle closes, a strong candle. If you were to buy there, you would have got screwed. Even if you bought below, the 50 cent level, you're still getting screwed because there's no liquidity. Like in this move here, you might, if you're super lucky and you hit it just the right time, you're getting filled on the uptick here. But it doesn't look like, if you're in at 48 right here, yeah, you see the little uptick in volume. Boom, maybe you can get out there. It's really quick though, and then now you're red. If you hold, you're kind of more red. But it pops right back up, which, kudos for the people who bought that dip. That's some brave stuff. And that transitioned into this kind of grind up higher. So it's hanging up here above that point where presumably someone sold or a short got in. And yeah, this candle forms. And you're like, well, it's pushing highs. I guess I could take an attempt. Looks sketchy to me, but I guess that's where all good trades are. Because the not sketchy trades, everybody knows, and they just get shorted or go too quickly. And so it's like creeping up higher, higher, higher. It's hesitating. Don't like that. It's like this kind of upward triangle, which they tend to get flipped. Feels like super sketchy, but it's a strong candle, so I guess maybe you buy that. And you hold for 75. Boom, sell there. That'd be one of the trades. And then you buy the next dip. Buy. Sell. Ooh, that would suck to sell. Buy. So if I bought there, I'd be in just under 80 or just above 80. That would be annoying. Selling right there. That would suck. And now it looks like it might be the lows. You buy under 75 maybe. This is why I did not trade this, because sell. Ugh. Buy. Still want it over 80. But now all this churn that I've done has probably made it not worth the amount of money that I'm going to make for the pop over 80. So I got to minimize the churn. Minimize the churn. That's not looking like a good progression. See how the candle closes. Selling for the candle close. Buying again. Churning. Selling. Buying. Selling. Yeah, so I would have just lost the whole day right there. Especially if I was using same size. If I wasn't using same size, which I don't think I would have. I had 2,000 shares queued up, so just buy. Yeah, no, it was just not the place. Okay, so the main thing that I'm missing here, didn't really notice it as I started to look at it. This is kind of like extension volume. I think you have a lot of people trapped there. Wait for this candle to close. Maybe buying down here. Yeah, that's where it was. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is where you would be buying. Now it looks really bad. But it's a new 5-minute candle, so shifts in sentiment happen. You buy right here, you could have bought. And then now if you hold it, it's going to look a lot better for you. Yeah, if this candle gets reversed, which, ooh, that looks sketchy AF, but it's holding. Now, what is this happening here? STEC. So now I would still be thinking above 80 here. Boom. I'm probably selling that explosion, if not a little bit before on this peak above. Now all these candles close green on the 5-minute, which is an interesting note. And then it kind of just creeps higher here. Interesting. QNC exit moving around. Oh, that doesn't look good. It's no volume. No volume. But this kind of keeps this stays strong, and it kind of pops above 2, gets up to 222, and then I think that's once it tests that 200 day, that's when it fails. So that was the action of today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Day trading is risky. My results are not typical. Most traders lose money. Keep that in mind. Trade in a simulator. Don't lose your money. And be well. Peace out.